Good morning and welcome, neighbors and followers. I am Ana Rodriguez, the program manager here at the Southside Organizing Center. Thank you for allowing me to be on with you this morning for the spring elections day. Please note that we will be on at 12 and 7 p.m. Come back and see us at those times for updates and at 12 p.m. for our special guest, Jonathon, the Deputy Director from the City of Milwaukee Elections Commissioner, and at 7 p.m. with our youth. Please give me a second while I welcome our Spanish-speaking neighbors. Buenos días y bienvenidos vecinos y seguidores. Soy Ana Rodríguez, la administradora de programas aquí en el centro organizador del lado sur. Gracias por permitirme estar con ustedes esta mañana para el día de las elecciones primarias de la primavera. Para escuchar este programa en español, por favor de marcar al número en la pantalla al 646-749-3122 con código de acceso 779-328-221. Now, to talk a little about what you can expect on the ballot for today for the near South Side, the offices are up for elections are the City of Milwaukee Mayor and the Milwaukee County Supervisors, District 1, 3, and 12. 12 is our South Side one. And with that, if you had a chance to watch our event last week, Wednesday, for our County Supervisor District 12, you were able to meet our 4 candidates. The event was held virtually at SOC, where the candidates running for District 12 were introduced. Now, I'd like to welcome our Executive Director, Tammy Rivera, to share a few bits of the information. Tammy, are you?
Buenos dias. Thank you, Ana. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Folks, I just want to give you a couple of resources because sometimes we don't get a chance before an election to check out the candidates. So we want to make sure that at this very early hour, if you didn't get a chance to watch our County Supervisor District 12 forum, that you can now. So we're going to share the link of the forum that SOC hosted last week. Was it Wednesday, Ana?
Yes, it was Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday, where you get to meet all 4 of the candidates. We ask questions of them. You can see their responses. So we're going to put the link in the comments now, and you can find that forum there. And you can skip through like all the introductions if you want of the agency and announcements and go right to the candidates, or you can watch the whole thing. And then our friends, the NAACP, hosted a candidate for those running in the mayor's race, the mayoral candidates. And so we're also going to share the link to that forum in case you didn't get to meet those candidates and to help you also make a selection for that race. So you're going to get a link to the candidates forum for Milwaukee County District 12, which is our South Side, and you'll get a link in the comments to the NAACP's forum for the mayoral candidates forum.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Tammy, for that information. And then today's voting is very important, as you all know. Here's what you can expect on the ballot. The running candidates for the City of Milwaukee mayors are, as you see on the screen, and for the Milwaukee County Supervisor District 1 and District 12. District 12 is mainly focused more on where the South Side around us, SOC organization. So these are the candidates that you can find on there and expect on your ballots today when you go out to vote. And with that said, I want to talk a little bit more about what the mayor's role and this county supervisor's roles is. So as you see here, it says the Milwaukee mayor is the city chief's executive and is responsible for ensuring that all city ordinance and state laws are observed and enforced, and all city officers, boards, committees, and commissions properly discharge their duties. The mayor's duties include proposing a budget, signing legislation into law, appointing department directors, and overseeing the city day-to-day operations. The mayor is the city's chief spokesperson and represents the city as appropriate. Voters elect the mayor to a 4-year term in a nonpartisan election. We can find this information as well on vote411.org. It helps you just to remember what exactly we're voting for. Now, to give you a little more information on the board supervisors, what their roles are, here it is. The Milwaukee County Boards and Supervisors is the legislative body of the county and consists of 18 supervisors, each representing one of 18 supervisory districts in the county. The county board adopts an annual county budget, resolutions, and local ordinances, which are laws. They also establish programs and public services for the county. So that could be like the park, the buses, anything that has to do with transportation. Voters elect supervisors to represent their supervisory district for a 2-year term in a nonpartisan election. So as I said, those are just the roles for each of the candidates running, the mayors and the county supervisors. And then with that information, those are just a few tools to help you choose a candidate. So the primary election is the first round of who will be making it on the April ballot. Then in April, we make our final decision. I just wanted to share with that with you, but as always, you can always go on myvote.wi.gov to find our polling sites, or you can also go on to vote411.org to get information on the candidates and additional information in your area, because it does allow you to search by area. So with that, I'll bring Tammy back up so she can share a little bit of some mail information that we've received in the last week.
So folks, there's been some back and forth on a couple of issues in terms of voting, in terms of polling place. Because if you remember, after the census is done, then districts are redesigned, recalculated, and we do have some new district boundaries. So the city of Milwaukee has helped us a little bit to figure out, number one, where's our polling place, right? And so you may have received this in the mail. It's kind of difficult when you're doing opposites. You should have received a postcard talking about, this way, the spring election primary and the spring election general. And then what's nice about this, if you turn it around, it's reminding us, it's telling me here in English and in Spanish, if you can see, that I vote at Durfler School still. That's where I voted before, but some of your locations might have changed. So don't dismiss this card. I know you got a bazillion things about all the elections, but this is one that might be helpful. Now, the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show my screen. I'm going to go to myvote.wisconsin.gov to show you how to use that site. That's where all your election information can be found. And then Anna's going to come in and show 411.org with you. All right, so I'm going to attempt this. Be patient with me. I'm not great at this. I'm going to try to share my whole screen. And you all can confirm when and if you're seeing it. So Stacy will bring it up. Let me know when it's there. Stacy, you'll have to bring, yeah, thank you. Now, can you see that I'm on the site? I'm going to check back here. So, okay. All right. Or you can text me, staff, if it's not showing up, okay? So here is the myvote.wisconsin.gov site. And you can search by name here, or you can search by address. It even has a place for folks that are in the military or overseas. And here you can find, I'll go through them one by one, but I want to show you what's available. Here's your voter info, your polling place, what's on your ballot. Here's where you can update your name and address, register to vote, vote absentee, track my ballot, vote absentee in person. Okay. So here we go. It's the spring election, right? And I can go to any of these and figure out what I want to do. They even have a place here if you want to be a poll worker and to track the election results, etc. And so let me go back up here, and I'm going to put SOC's address in so that you can see what happens when you search and the information they provide. So we're located. We're not accepting anyone at the office yet because it's not, we can't meet the CDC guidelines because of our space. So although we're working still, we haven't left you any day during the pandemic since the beginning of it, but we're working digitally and hybrid in the community. We just can't take any guests yet at the office, but you can call us. So there's the address. Oh, told you I'm not great at this, but we're going to give it another try. Oh, Milwaukee. Left some information out because it was cutting out of the screen on the bottom. No. All right. So if I lived at the office, this is the voting location. So here goes confirming this is the address I put in. And again, because I live literally a block from the office, it says the voting location for that address is Durfler School. It gives me the address. It gives me the dates and times, what ward it is. There's even a map. And then it'll give me who's on the ballot, right? So for the primary election, we have County Supervisor District 12, which is primarily the South Side. Here are the candidates for that. And then it's Rosie King, Christian Saldivar Frias, Juan Miguel Martinez, Josh Zepnik. And then it has the mayor's candidates. So Bob Donovan, Aisha Griffin, Michael Sampson, Lena C. Taylor, Ernell Lucas, Marina Dmitrievic, Cavalier Johnson. And then just regular information about the voting election, the voting information. So here you go. If you want other information, like what's the next election, it'll be in this area. You can add it to your calendar. And if you want more information, you press there, which takes us just back to the front. Point being, folks, here's a place that you can get a little more detailed information about the vote. I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but wanted you to be familiar with that site. All right, now Anna's going to come and share the other site.
Yes, thank you, Tammy. Yeah, so as Tammy just showed, that's one of the important sites that you can go on, and that's myvote.org. Is that what it is, Tammy?
Yes, myvote.wi.gov. My vote. Okay. Yeah, we can share that site again from the script.
Yeah, so all right. So now I'm going to show you guys another website that's very important as well. And it gives you more, it goes more into detail and information. Let me share that with you guys. Okay. All right. So here on this Vote 411 election, let's see if I have the right. Yep. This is how it looks when you put in your search bar. You'll do vote411.org, and you get all this information just like the other one, but this one goes a little more into detail. This one you can register to vote on here, verify your voter's registration, find what's on your ballot the same, or just enter your personal address and it'll take you directly to what is needed or what you need, from the ballots to registration to polling places, upcoming debates in your area, and much more. Or say you don't want to look through your address and you just want to look through state. You can click on your state. Here, we'll click on Wisconsin. And it'll take you to everything that's going on in Wisconsin today or upcoming elections, as you can see. And it takes you more into detail for each election. Right now, I want to talk to you guys a little more about what kind of ID is needed for voting. So if we scroll down, you see they talk about different voting information. We'll go down to the ID needed for voters registration or ID needed for voting. That's the one we're going to go under. So now the ID needed for voting. A photo ID is required before you may vote, as it says. The following types of photo IDs are acceptable and may be unexpired or expired after the date of the most recent general election. So with that, you can use a Wisconsin DOT issued driver license, even if it's driving privilege, your driving privileges are revoked or suspended, with or without a star in the right-hand corner, you can still use it. A Wisconsin DOT issued ID card without a star on the right, you can still use it. So any pretty much ID that is not expired from the DOT, you can use. A military ID card issued by the U.S. Uniformed Services or a U.S. passport, you can use. A photo ID card issued by a Wisconsin accredited university or college, you can use. A photo ID card issued by a Wisconsin accredited university or college that has expired when shown along with the proof of enrollment, like a tuition fee receipt or a course schedule, can be used as well. And an ID issued by a federally recognized Indian tribe in Wisconsin may be used even if expired before the most recent general election. So those are all the type of IDs that you can use. Now, the following types of IDs are acceptable if they are unexpired, like a certificate of naturalization, a driving receipt issued by Wisconsin DOT, ID card receipt issued by the Wisconsin DOT, a citation or notice of intent to revoke or suspend Wisconsin DOT issued driver license that is dated within 60 days, a veteran's photo ID card, and a temporary ID card receipt issued by Wisconsin DOT. It says you may show an ID card issued by a federally recognized Indian tribe, and the address on your photo ID card does not have to be current. The name on your photo ID card does need to be an exact match for your name in the poll book. So if you are an absentee voter or have a sincere religious belief against being photographed, you may not need to show a photo ID in order to vote. If you're in the military, live permanently overseas, or classified as a confidential elector, you do not need a photo ID to cast your absentee ballot. If you are an identified confined, have difficult traveling to polling places due to age, physical illness or disability, or nursing or home, you do not need to show your photo ID to vote. For more information about IDs, you can go on your state resources. But those are just some sorts of IDs, which is a lot. They give you a lot of options, so that's always great. And then now, if you say you don't have even an ID at all, and you're like, I can't afford one to go get at the DMV, they are issuing free photo ID cards available at the DMV that can help you get that can allow you to go and vote. So it'll just like an identification card with your name and stuff like that. You can go onto the DMV and they'll be able to assist you with that. If you wish to obtain an ID for voting purposes, but have spiritual beliefs which prevent you from being photographed, you can receive a state ID without a photo at the DMV offices. Now, say you've already received your ID and you have all the information you need to get to your polling places, but you don't have a ride. If you go into voter, you can call voters riders at or text them at 844-338-8743 at any time. They are available, and you can also leave them a message and they will be able to get back to you and with that information. But yeah, so now let's see, go back over here. So with that said, if you have any questions or problems, just please call the Office of Elections Commissioner at 414-286-3491 or give us a call, SOC, at 414-672-8090. We are here all day to answer any questions or comments you might have or concerns, or we can direct you to the correct people. As usual, that information is always available. We'll leave it up on our screen as well. And we will be back on at 12 p.m. for lunch hour to give you an update and have our special guests as well. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.